हाय स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम अगेन करता हूँ आपका चैप्टर नंबर 6 फिजिकल एंड केमिकल चेंजेस एंड टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द NCERT questions of this chapter. This video is going to be quite interesting. We are going to encounter very interesting question, and let's start with the question number 1. Classify the changes involved in the following processes as physical or chemical changes. So part A is photosynthesis. See what happens in the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide and water vapors in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, which is present in the leaves, give rise to glucose C6H12O6 and oxygen. Okay, 6 molecule of oxygen is there, 6 molecule of carbon dioxide and 6 molecule of water. So we see in photosynthesis totally new substance glucose is formed. So this process is chemical change. Coming to the part B, dissolution of sugar in water. See, when we dissolve sugar in water, crystals of sugar from solid state gets dissolved and converted into liquid state, but there is no change in the chemical property of sugar. So this is again example of physical change. Part C, burning of coal. During burning of coal, gases are produced like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and flame is produced, heat energy, light energy is produced, finally it get converted into ash. So this is example of chemical change. Besides, burnt coal cannot be changed back into its original state. This process is irreversible. This further confirms that burning of coal is chemical change. Next is D part, melting of wax. During melting of wax, there is only change in the physical state of wax. Wax physical state changes from solid state to liquid state. So no new substance is formed, there is no change in the chemical property of the wax. So melting of wax is also physical change. Part E, beating aluminium to make aluminium foil. When we beat aluminium and convert it into thin sheets of aluminium, which is called aluminium foil, then there is no change in property of aluminium. The only thing is aluminium, its size and its shape gets changed. So this is physical change. Now coming to the part E, digestion of food. What happens in digestion of food? The starch, the food, the source of food is starch. When we take it, it gets mixed up with saliva, with digestive juices and various secretion from the glands, and then finally it gets digested to form glucose. So new substance is formed. So the substance formed cannot be reversed back into its initial state. So digestion of food is chemical change. Now I'm coming to the question number 2. State whether the following statement are true or false. In case a statement is false, write the correct statement in your copies. Part A, cutting a log of wood into pieces is a chemical change. Absolutely false, because only size changes. There is no change in the property of wood by cutting. So it is totally false. Now coming to the part B, formation of manure from leaves is a physical change. Dear students, what happens during formation of manure? On leaves, microbes grow and organic acids are formed. Totally new substances are formed, and the process of formation of manure is irreversible. So this is not a physical change. It means the statement is false. Coming to part number C, iron pipe coated with zinc do not get rusted easily. This is absolutely correct, and this process of coating of zinc on the iron surface is called galvanization. Part number D, iron and rust are same substance, is absolutely false, because iron is a metal and rust is a chemical substance, and its formula is Fe2O3 and indefinite amount of water. X molecule of water means we don't know how many molecule of water is there. So the rust is also called as iron oxide. So it is a chemical compound, and iron is a element, it is a metal element, so these are not same substances. Part number E, condensation of steam is not a chemical change. Yes, this is not a chemical change because condensation process is physical change. Okay, now coming to the question number 3, fill in the blanks. Part number A, when CO2 is passed through lime water, it turns milky due to formation of calcium carbonate, CaCO3. Now part number B, chemical name of baking soda is, it is sodium hydrogen carbonate, and this is also called as sodium bicarbonate. Part number C, two methods by which rusting of iron can be prevented. One is painting, another is galvanization, and third one is oiling or greasing. Now coming to the part D, changes in which only dash property of substances changes are called physical changes. So here should come only physical property of substance changes. Okay, so part number E, changes in which new substances are formed are called chemical changes. So this is the correct answer. Now coming to the question number 4, when baking soda is mixed with lemon juice, bubbles are found with evolution of gas. What type of change it is? Definitely this is a chemical change because CO2 is a totally new substance and process is irreversible, so it's a chemical change. Coming to the question number 5, when a candle burns, both physical and chemical changes takes place. Identify these changes and give another example of familiar process in which physical and chemical changes, both the physical and chemical changes take place. So first thing is, when candle is burned, physical change involved is melting of wax, and chemical change involved is burning of gas with evolution of carbon dioxide. Okay, so another example we have to take in which both the processes take place. An example is digestion of food, because physical change involved in digestion is breakdown of larger food particle into simpler ones, and chemical change is digestion of food by action of HCl and enzyme and leading into formation of glucose. Formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Okay, now I'll discuss question number 6. How would you show that setting of curd is a chemical change? During setting of curd, property of milk as well as curd totally gets changed. Okay, so setting of curd is a chemical change because curd cannot be turned back into milk, so the process is irreversible and properties are totally different, totally new substances found in the form of curd, so it's a chemical change. Question number 7, explain why burning of wood and cutting it into small pieces are considered as two different type of changes. In cutting of wood is a physical change because it do not change the nature of wood, but during the burning, wood get converted into charcoal with liberation of carbon dioxide, heat energy and light energy, so it's a burning is a chemical change. Question number 8, describe how crystals of copper sulfates are prepared. So we have discussed in the chapter, crystals of copper sulfate are prepared by crystallization method. So step involved is, first take a cup full of water in a beaker. Next step, we have to add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to it. Next step, we have to add water and then start boiling, and then add copper sulfate powder while still stirring, and then we have to add copper sulfate powder till it becomes saturated. It means till no more copper sulfate gets dissolved, and then we have to filter it, and then we have to allow it to cool, and when solution is kept undisturbed, we see very beautiful crystals of copper sulfate at the bottom of the container or china dish. So this is the process of crystallization. Now coming to the question number 9, explain how painting of iron gate prevent it from rusting. See, rusting requires contact with moisture and contact with oxygen. By painting iron gate, we prevent the contact between iron, oxygen and moisture. Thus, it helps to prevent the rusting of iron. Now, I am discussing question number 10. Explain why rusting of iron object is faster in coastal areas than in desert. See, rusting of iron requires contact with moisture and oxygen, and in coastal area humidity is more. Humidity means moisture, means water. So since humidity is more, then rusting is also fast in coastal areas. Now let's discuss question number 11. The gas we use in the kitchen is called LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. If the cylinder it exists in the cylinder, LPG exists as liquid, but when it comes out of cylinder it becomes gas. Let you call this change as change A, and then it burns, let you call it change B. Now we have to check which of the following statement is correct. Process A is chemical change. No, process A is not chemical change, because liquid LPG is changing into gaseous state. It is a physical change. There is only change in the physical state, and it burns into chemical. Now the part number 2 is B is a chemical change. Yes, this is correct, because burning is a chemical change. Option number 3 is both the processes A and B are chemical changes. This is wrong. None of the processes chemical change. This is also wrong. So your option number 2 is correct. Now let's discuss last question. Question number 12. Anaerobic bacteria means bacteria which do not require oxygen, okay, for its respiration. That's called anaerobic bacteria. So anaerobic bacteria digest animal waste and produce biogas. Let you call it change A, and biogas then burnt as fuel. Let you call it change B. And now following statement pertain to these changes, choose the correct one. Okay, so we have to choose the correct option. A process is chemical change. This is correct, because anaerobic bacteria, when it feeds on animal waste, it produces biogas. This is the chemical change, is correct. And process B is chemical change. Yes, process B is also chemical change, because biogas burning is a chemical change. So it means to say both A and B are correct. So your correct option should be option number C, because both process A and process B is chemical change. So this was all about NCERT exercise of chapter number 6, physical and chemical changes. Hope you like the session. So till I launch next video, keep rocking. Best of studies. Bye bye. Thank you.